this is actually cool. This is kind of an interesting article. We've been talking a lot about synthetic cannabinoids and how dangerous they are. But this clinical trial shows synthetic cannabis reduces agitation in Alzheimer's patients. A recent study led by researchers from Johns Hopkins University and Tufts University reveals promising results for treating agitation in Alzheimer's patients. The FDA-approved synthetic cannabis pill, dronabinol, has been shown to reduce agitation by an average of 30%. In the 8-year trial, presented at the International Psychogeriatric Association Conference in Buenos Aires, dronabinol demonstrated calming effects comparable to traditional treatments like antipsychotics, but without severe side effects such as delirium or seizures. Dr. Paul Rosenberg, a co-principal investigator, emphasized the importance of these findings for patients and their caregivers, as agitation is often more distressing than memory loss itself. Alzheimer's disease affects an estimated 6.7 million Americans. My video's gone.
Your video's been gone, Jenny.
Well, damn, nobody told me.
Well, we've been trying to figure this out.
We didn't want to interrupt your story.
Yeah, we were so entrenched in your story, Jenny Beth.
Well, damn. All
Jenny's
right.
back.
Alzheimer's disease affects an estimated 6.7 million Americans aged 65 and older, a number expected to rise significantly in the coming decades. Around 40% of Alzheimer's patients experience agitation, which can lead to emergency room visits and increased caregiver strain. The study involved 75 patients across 5 clinical sites, with participants receiving either dronabinol or a placebo for 3 weeks. Results showed a significant reduction in agitation scores for those taking dronabinol, which was well tolerated by patients. The researchers aim to conduct long-term studies on dronabinol's effects and explore additional applications for medical cannabis in treating Alzheimer's. However, they caution against the use of other forms of medical marijuana not included in the study. For more information, I guess we're going to have some follow-ups on these guys. But I think it's an interesting story. I think, my grandparents have suffered with Alzheimer's. My stepdad has been diagnosed with dementia. And agitation is just really frustrating when you're losing your cognitive abilities. It's frustrating enough, and then when you have all this added agitation on it, makes it very hard to care for people. It makes them very combative, and I don't know if you've ever had a 4'10", 75-pound, 80-year-old woman yell at you, but it's jarring, and it's heartbreaking, and it's really sad. So, I think that's a positive thing that we're looking at some kind of cannabinoid-based therapies. I do, however, not necessarily love that it's a synthetic cannabinoid, right? So because they were able to synthesize this and make it in a lab, that is why they're able to test on it. And I don't like that they're trying to pigeonhole people and pigeonhole themselves into the market as the only option, because they're warning against use of other types of products that weren't studied, which is, hey, our drug works, but just our drug. Don't touch anything else. This is kind of the Charlotte's Web effect, and I hope that we don't get caught in this. I hope that they were able to have some competitive studies coming in before there's any kind of FDA preclusion included with this drug. But I'll throw it back to you guys and see what you have to think.
Marinol.
This is
Marinol has been around for a long time, and it's an isomer of delta-9 THC. Mm-hmm. So it is basically the same molecule. It isn't delta-8 or, O-acetate or whatever. They're trying to make these synthetic things. And it's just basically taking an oral dose of THC. And it's expensive as hell. And if this is going to prove that you don't need benzos to keep people from being agitated, you can give them THC in oral form, which the liver turns into hydroxy-11, which is very sedating. It's very helpful. And there's no reason why they can't take it as a tincture into their tongue from a natural product, make an edible, 5-10 milligrams, whatever maybe 50, I don't know, whatever their agitation level is, and move out of the pharmaceutical model and let this plant fill the same void that they're trying to fill with Marinol.
The reason they can't do that is because pharmaceutical patent law won't protect actual plant-derived medicine. That's why they have to come up with these like single molecule isomers, synthetic cannabinoids, because that's how they're going to protect their profit in the long run. So
that's what it's about, is profit.
I think the message that the cannabis community should be talking about is, if the synthetics work this good, just imagine how much better the real thing does for you.
Exactly.
With terpenes in another cannabinoid.
Say that again, Omar?
I mean, if
whole plant medicine is superior than these, analogs of delta-9, and so, the real deal is going to be better because of the entourage effect.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with you on that.
Ensemble effect is more accurate.
Yeah, we like entourage. Entourage is such a great word for this.
Well, if Monday's show was any example, I would say that space gems are also great for stopping agitation because I was chill as shit on Monday.
Well, you were in a coma for a majority of the show.
You've been pushing space gems a lot lately.
Yeah,
I love Wendy. And I do love the product.
Yeah, I like the word symphony. I like that.
You like symphony?
What about that?
Symphonic.
Yeah, some music to my ears and to my lungs and to my spirit.
Well, this article's a bittersweet symphony then. So we have some progress and some.
Hey, shout out to Oasis. Why does that twice in 2 weeks?
At the same time, this is just preparing you guys for the future because once it goes to Schedule 3, everything is going to be like this.
And you won't be smoking it either.
Exactly.
Let's just be clear.
Yep.
There's no drug, the CSA, that's allowed to be smoked. It's just not. So I don't see they're going to make an exception for this.
I totally
Jason's going to be walking around with a tin full of tinctures.
Yeah, right.
Have to get some bigger pockets, buddy.
He's gonna go back to his favorite, that Disty juice.
Never.
Oh, boy.
Definitely not that either. That's cute though.
Pull out the little old Ayurvedic medicines and let's start using those.
Especially coming from our Delta 8 judge over here in Austin.
No, we got Delta 9 too. We got THCA flower.
I bet lots of
Delta
THCA
8 is
flower.
great.
Exactly.